In just a few hours, the teenage suspect accused of opening fire inside Apalachee High School will appear before a judge.
14-year-old Colt Gray is charged with 4 counts of felony murder. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise kicks off our team coverage this morning. Ariana, you're digging more into these past investigations centering around this teenager.
That's right. Good morning, Cheryl. We read through an incident report tied to an FBI tip that was sent over to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and we spoke to the sheriff, and they say they did all they could with the information they had at the time. Now, this incident happened around May of 2023, and it's accusing Colt Gray of making a threat in a gaming chat known as Discord to commit a school shooting. Now, deputies, they spoke with Gray and his father, Colin Gary, who lived in Jefferson at the time, regarding those allegations. Now, Colt, he insisted he would never make such threats, and Colt's father admitted to owning guns and denied Colt had unsupervised access. In the end, there was insufficient evidence to charge the then 13-year-old. Also, those threats were tied to several different IP addresses and phone numbers. Now, Jackson County Sheriff Janice Mangum says even if the evidence would have supported a charge, it would have been a terroristic threat and wouldn't have kept Colt Gray out of high school. Take a listen.
The gaming app, it made it more difficult to pinpoint that he definitely did it because there were other IP addresses on that account, and IP addresses out of New York, Georgia, Russia, and so that just made it more difficult at the time.
Meanwhile, Colt Gray, he will have his first court appearance. It'll be a bond hearing this morning at 8:30 here at the Barrow County Courthouse. We'll be there and bring you any developments. Reporting live from Barrow County, I'm Ariana Manise for 11 Alive. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. Turning now to Liza Lucas this morning with updates we are following about the accused shooter's father, Liza, as the push for accountability here continues. We know Colin Gray also behind bars. You're live from GBI headquarters with the latest on that new development.
Aisha, yes, the GBI announcing the arrest of Colin Gray, 54-year-old. He was taken into custody Thursday evening, facing charges again directly tied to his son's action in the shooting at Apalachee High School. Law enforcement taking Gray, who you see here, into custody around 6 o'clock last night. That's his mugshot on the screen. Gray is accused of knowingly allowing his son to possess a weapon, according to the GBI, who says that Gray is now charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. Both father and son remain in custody while the community grieves.
We're heartbroken. A young person brought a gun into a school, committed an evil act, and he took lives, and he injured many other people, not only physically but mentally.
Now, this marks the latest example here, Colin Gray's arrest, of prosecutors working to hold parents accountable for their children's actions in regards to school shootings. If you rewind back to April, you may remember that Michigan parents Jennifer and James Crumley were convicted in as a result of their child's actions in a U.S. mass shooting and faced prison time. Sending it back to you.
This is a huge new development. Thank you, Liza. Let's go now to 11 Alive's Bobeth Yates live at Apalachee High School, where people are still coming by. You know, Bobeth, I think everyone wants to do something, wants to be together, and this is the place they're congregating to pay their respects to the victims.
Yes, Cheryl, more and more people have been coming by to say their final goodbyes and pay their respects to their friend and teachers that they were lost. Like behind me is one of the memorials that have been set up here, and you can see it continues to grow. Now, flowers and other items honoring the 2 students and 2 teachers killed in the Apalachee High School shooting are now on display at the main entrance of the school. The memorial growing as hundreds continue to pay their respects. And we spoke to students coping with this tragedy. Take a listen as they react to the ordeal.
I've just been shook, you know. I haven't been feeling the same. I cried this morning, you know. It's very hard. It was mostly like, it was people from my grade, and it's just really hard to.
Compared to the algebra teachers that I had when I was in freshman year, these ones were a lot better. Coach Aspinwall, Miss Irami, they were all really good math teachers compared to the ones we had back when I was in freshman year.
Now, grief counselors will be on hand at the district's main office starting at 8 o'clock this morning. through 4 o'clock today to help those in need. Now, coming up in just about 30 minutes, we go into more impacts from one of the teams, the football team here, as they lost their beloved Coach A. And of course, we'll hear from them in just a few. Live in Barrow, Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News. Sending it back to you, Cheryl.
All right, thanks a lot, Bobeth.
We are staying on top of this devastating, ever-changing story. For the latest information, including how you can help the victims and survivors' families, just text the word Apalachee to 404-885-7600. We'll, of course, send a link to your phone with full coverage.